And hello and welcome everyone to the comic multiverse where the worlds of nerd meet. Matt, this is our second attempt at starting this show. We were so happy about how the show sounded last week with the new OBS features and everything, yet for some reason this week, even though you did not change a single setting, it just did not want to work.
I don't get it.
I mean, it is a prototype. They're going to have bugs. It's not going to be quite there yet. We're international. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, people are saying it's finally working. Yeah, we just booted up Skype and it worked. Like, is this Skype's way of like fucking with us? Like, no, you have to use us because the other people's stuff isn't good.
They're not there yet. You cruel bitch goddess that is Skype. Well, I won't be jumping and stuttering this episode, but we won't sound as milky smooth as we did last week, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'll try and match it up as best I can, but yeah.
Appreciate it. Yeah, the chat's right. You can't win for losing. Yeah, we really can. Well, at least they can hear us, though, and at least it doesn't sound like, both of us are having mental breakdowns and having split personalities and just talking to someone who's not there. Oh, well. And again, it's either this or shell out like the $15 for StreamYards, which OBS says they're going to do StreamYards, and because Matt's already paying for it anyway, wouldn't it be nice if it worked?
Yeah. As we were saying, it'll eventually start sorting itself out.
Yeah. Now, there was a feature, too, when I signed up for, like, when you sent me the link. It's like, oh, do you just want to join, or do you want to join with your own OBS? And I'm like, well, I guess I'm just going to join. I don't know if it would make any difference if I joined with my OBS. Probably not.
Yeah, nah, I don't know.
Next week. We'll try that next week.
Yeah, at least we have Skype to fall back on.
At least. You're not going to get deleted yet, Skype. But, don't get comfortable either. But yes, everyone, we're back again. It's our big special New York Comic Con 2022 show. These are usually always pretty big, right next to the D23 shows and the San Diego Comic Con shows. There's usually a lot of big news that breaks. Matt and I weren't there this year, again, sadly, but we know many people who were that we got to live vicariously through.
Yes.
So that was nice, at least. There's a lot of fun pictures and a lot of fun stuff that I've been trying to share there, and we're going to talk to you about most of it, if not all of it. But
yeah, well, I think it's still going on.
Yes, it is.
I think tomorrow is all the Batman news and
yeah, we get a whole other day of it and everything.
Yeah.
I've been busy because it's Canadian Thanksgiving over here, and of course, once again, dinner has fallen to me. So I've been running around trying to get everything, and then they're like, "Oh, well, I don't think we're going to eat till Monday," and I'm like, "Okay, fine then. Then I guess I have another day to prep and everything." But I'm still stressed about it. So that's me been waking up every hour at night there, knowing I have shit to do.
But you get to eat good food.
I get to eat good food. I will be very happy with it when it's done, and then the week after that, I gotta go for my dental plate fitting that I've been talking about for literally ever. I'm finally on top of that now, but I think I may actually have a small crack on the back of one of my teeth now that is formed. So I gotta call the guy on Tuesday because it's a holiday Monday and be like, hey, do I still come in or not? Because I made an appointment at the dentist just to be safe, where I'm like, oh yeah, I need a cleaning, not telling them where it's like, hey, can I come in and get an X-ray and get this fixed? Because they're like, oh yeah, we don't have any appointments for fixes or anything until January, and I'm like, oh yeah, I just want a cleaning. Yeah, that's all I want. So I'm like a real rock in a hard place because I could only get the cleaning appointment the day after. So it's like, when do you guys gotta fucking tell me what I gotta do?
Yeah.
Because I've had 2 appointments that have been booked forever, because in my shitty small town, you're not getting anywhere with these things with fucking, COVID and everything.
I can imagine, especially, dentist.
Oh, yeah, it's the fuck. Yeah, because they literally need to be in your mouth where the germs are.
Yep.
It's a fuck of a thing. I don't blame them for it, but at the same time, it's like, I need it now, please. What have you been up to, Matt?
This weekend I've done a lot of. I had a bunch of model kits I needed to get through.
Oh, cool.
So mainly they're mostly all done. So it was just up to painting and stuff.
Nice.
So yesterday I spent a lot of time just doing that, getting a lot of them primed and everything, and I want to get most of them done. Just because earlier in the week I ended up getting my perfect grade RX-78 Gundam delivered. It's a big box. I can't show you because it's got stuff on top of it, but yeah, big fucking box, and I'm very much looking forward to getting started on that one.
I bet. Did you see at New York Comic Con they had a big giant Gundam set up there to honor all the models? Did that make you incredibly jealous?
It did.
I gotta go back to finish mine because I started mine. I got the whole torso done, but never actually finished it. And I'm like, oh, that would seem like a fun thing to do.
It's so fun. I don't understand how people can't find it fun. I find it very relaxing as well.
That's my thing, because I've been so stressed this week. I'm like, man, I should take out the frickin' model kit and work on that again. But instead, I just friggin' worked through my stress as I tend to do. I will say I actually did finish every new comic I got this week, so that's a rarity for me.
I still have like 2 from this week to do, and then like a bunch from last week and the week before.
I still got ones from last week where I'm like, okay, I'm not actually going to go back and finish that now. That's basically done.
Yeah.
I just read Star Fox before we started, actually.
That's the only one I haven't read yet. I read the X-Men one, the X-Men Judgment Day, but I haven't read the Star Fox one yet.
It's actually incredibly solid.
I would imagine it would be, yeah.
It's a full-on, like, oh, this is a backdoor pilot for a Star Fox series.
Oh, okay.
And I would read it.
Yeah. Oh, especially this David Bowie Star Fox.
Oh yeah, 100% Bowie. Where it's just like, he looks like his movie counterpart, but he's even more like, I'm androgynous. I'm an androgynous spaceman.
Yeah.
Yeah, holy shit, man. But comics owe so much to Bowie, don't they?
Yeah, he was also like kind of in that Dark Crisis tie-in this week as well.
Yeah, kind of was.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get into all that news proper, everyone. But before we do, I want to take this opportunity to remind everyone of our sponsor for this month, for at least the next other show, and then we'll see after that. But I'm of course talking about Blacktooth Battalion, the next great Kickstarter project from just genuine good guy and rising star, I think, in the world of independent comics. And after that, who the hell knows? Omari Malik. For those who don't know, Blacktooth Battalion, it's an anthology book. There's at least 3 different comic book stories in there: Ad Astra, Snakebite, and Dogpile, which we talked a little bit about last week, but they look genuinely really awesome. They totally are stories and concepts that I would want to read. And also, this is just a really goddamn good looking Kickstarter, and if you're thinking of getting into the world of Kickstarting, check out what Omari is doing, because he's fucking killing it.
It is, yeah. I went and checked out. I'm planning on later on this week probably pledging to get some of those comic books that he's offering, because they're pretty good.
Again, solid art, solid concepts, just really well put together. It's a clean outline. It's a good professional looking video, because I think what Omari understands, what a lot of Kickstarter people in all their passion, they sometimes forget, you're not just selling the project, you're selling yourself as well. And he's got a really great story that you can read about all over on Kickstarter. As I look at it right now, there's 31 backers, 38 days to go, and he's doing good. He's within striking distance in the next little bit, and I'm glad to say we helped even just a little bit.
And not only that, this is very rare for a Kickstarter, but he actually has the product.
Yeah, it's already done.
Yeah.
For him to finish it, it's actually done. This is just to cover the expense and to actually get the stuff out there for everyone. Yeah,
which again, very rare for, especially in comic book Kickstarters, because usually you never get a Kickstarter that has the project already mostly done.
Yeah, it's always, I got the passion, I got the dream, I got the idea, which is all well and good, and you definitely need those things, but it's always the next step that's a little bit harder, to actually put stuff in people's hands.
Exactly, yeah.
So yeah, everyone check that out, everyone. Tell them Matt and Joel from the Comic Multiverse sent you, and I would really hope to see this project succeed, because
definitely
it looks like a good one.
Definitely, yeah.
Now, I suppose with that, everyone, we can hop over into the big news of the week, and a lot of stuff actually dropped in the first 2 days of New York Comic Con.
Oh, yeah.
A Lot of DC centric stuff. I guess we'll start with the newest stuff at the time of recording. This actually like came out later for me. I had to like add it to our little news list here. But Joshua Williamson will be taking the reins on Superman in 2023, and they're going to be relaunching it with a brand new Superman #1.
We got a shitload of Superman news this week. Probably the most the character has had in
a long time.
Yeah, like since the rebirth, probably.
Feels good, doesn't it, to have so many different Superman projects?
It really does, and it feels good that I was thinking about it. It's like, oh, now he's like Batman level, which is really weird to say.
I know.
But like he now has like as many books as Batman.
Mm-hmm. And a popular TV show, I'm sure that helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're seeing that Lois and Clark Superman family, kind of effect on this, because this new Superman book, it's not just going to be about Superman. They're they're reintroducing the Superman family as a concept. There's faces, there's Kara, there's Connor, there's John, but also, hey, fucking Kenan Kong is back, everyone.
Yeah, and he came back during Warworld Saga. He was in like the backups.
Oh, okay.
with the Superman family. Yeah, when Lois called him in for help.
Nice. Natasha Steele is there too, and it's a whole new era for the Superman family, all together doing it right, taking family photos in matching sweaters.
Yeah, their new costumes look sick.
The new costumes do look really good. In fact, in some cases they have multiple different costumes, like John, who's got the electric blue Superman suit, and fuck me, it looks good on him. Yeah,
well, I think as well that it's going to come with the powers, because again, we got that hint in the latest Son of Kal-El issue that he's probably going to be developing some type of new power or something.
Which I'm fine with. I think we can all agree, electric blue and red Superman, not a great idea, not a great fit for Clark, but man, was that blue suit good.
It was.
It's good, and I'm glad that he's going to get to use it, especially because, hey, when friggin' Superman was gone, who was John's mentor? Nightwing. What does Nightwing's costume have? Blue.
Blue, yep.
So blue with white, I think that's a good fit for when they start teaming up again. I'm all about it.
Yeah.
Also, it seems like we're getting some Val Zod stuff, too. He wasn't in the team picture, but we have a cover with him on it.
Yeah, so Son of Kal-El is finishing its run. It's not being cancelled. It's finishing its run. And then a month later, it's coming back as The Adventures of Superman, John Kent.
Which I love they brought back The Adventures of Superman subtitle.
Yeah, and it's going to be a series where John gets a new arch nemesis, which is Ultraman. So he's going to be traveling to Earth 3 to deal with Ultraman, what Ultraman did to him.
Hey, yeah, wow, we're doing some big story
paying
stuff
things off. Imagine that.
How about that?
And then also Earth 2's Val Zod is going to get involved somehow.
I don't know how, but I'm excited for it. Val Zod was cool. We both agreed that Earth 2 was kind of underrated.
Yeah, and again, like I just want to kind of pat myself on the back for that. I liked it before everyone thought it was cool.
You did.
I read every single issue of that series and every series that it followed after it, and so I'm like, I knew it was before it was cool, and now everyone thinks it was cool.
Yes, Matt definitely has earned his Earth 2 hipster card to be stamped and everything. He read it before it was cool. He got me to read it in, like, what was it, the Robinson years, and then later in the Taylor years, because Taylor wrote it too.
Yep.
And even, like, way after, like, when Earth 2 got rebuilt, and I'm like, this isn't as good anymore, and then it kind of petered out. You kept reading it. It
kind of petered out, and then they just kind of stopped doing stories about it. They didn't destroy the world or anything. No. They just kind of like stopped doing stories about those characters.
It was very weird how it's just like, and this is the end, kind of, and like Tom Taylor never got to revisit it because he was just too goddamn popular and famous. But now it seems like he's gonna get to.
Because remember, they were meant to do that big event where like the people of Earth 2, when their Earth got destroyed, came over to the Prime Earth, and it had like that sort of refugee sort of, like, people didn't like the people of Earth 2 and all that sort of stuff.
Yes, they had pitched that for a bit, and that it didn't really happen. What was it? A future? Oh God, they gave us a little taste of it. What the fuck? I hated it so much. It wasn't
Future's End.
Future's End. Thank you. Where they gave us a little taste of it, and Grifter was there for some reason, and then at the end they're like, nah.
Yeah, Grifter was like hunting like aliens or something.
Yes, he was hunting people from Earth 2 because he could see them the same way he could see Damonites. Don't fucking ask how. He just
Yeah,
could.
which doesn't make any sense because they're people.
Yeah, but I could see them. Can see all the people. But yeah, we got that coming, and that looks genuinely pretty fucking sweet.
It does. On top of that, like, yeah, as you said, Action Comics is becoming like the Superman family book, and I like how like when I first saw all the Superman family stuff, I'm thinking, oh, they're turning it into the Fantastic Four. This is awesome. This is so awesome because like everyone's getting involved. The Action Comics is actually going to be a family book like that James Tynion detective book.
I know, right?
Detective Comics, yeah.
Which, when you stop and think about it, it's like, man, why did it take them so long to do this? And also, hey, they're including everyone. Connor is here. Keenan is here. Friggin' John and the twins. Which, man, you and I learned firsthand where it's like, oh, a lot of you weren't reading.
This was a big filter. Yeah, this was a big filter.
Oh yeah, this let me know. This let me know the true believers from the non-true believers. Seriously, though, if you didn't read Warworld Saga, you should. It's done now. It's probably going to get collected very soon. It's an easy shoo-in for my top 10 of the year and probably one of the best Superman stories we've read in a while.
It was so good. And then, yeah, obviously Philip Kennedy Johnson is sticking around. Yeah. And we're getting, like a bunch of cool stories. Like he's doing something at the moment with Metallo. And then yeah, over on, and then there's going to be a new Superman book with Clark and everything, by Joshua Williamson and Jamal Campbell. And I like the art that we saw in it, like hinted at like what the story's going to be. We're getting like a Baxter building-ish Superman building. It's got a big Superman symbol on the top of it. Yeah. The villains Livewire. Yeah, the villains are Livewire, Silver Banshee, Parasite, or Bizarro, all the classic villains.
Who we haven't seen in a bit, and I think as Philip Kennedy Johnson showed with Mongol, what he looks to be doing with Metallo, it's like, oh, you can actually really update these villains for modern times. I appreciate that. You can give them a new coat of paint.
Exactly.
Which we need, because I feel like it's been a long time since Superman has fought just like his classic foes.
It's always been like world-ending crisis threats and new villains and stuff like that. Yeah, so to get them back into like the classic stuff is really cool.
I was trying to think of that. Like I was trying to make like a list of like, okay, who are all the new villains that Superman has fought from like the New 52 onward to now? And I'm like, a lot of them either weren't great, weren't new, or only stuck around for one arc.
Yeah. So especially during the New 52, I think there was like every other issue he was fighting someone new that like never turned up again. Yeah.
Hell, even in like the Tomasi years, which we all love so much and everything, there was a lot of one and done forgettable villains there too.
Yeah. I get that. I think that's probably just something that happens with, like, because it happens with Batman all the time as well.
It really does. As the chat is saying, yeah, Red Cloud. Yeah, remember Red Cloud, everyone, in the Invisible Mafia? And
I liked Red Cloud because I actually understood her story. People didn't like it just because Bendis.
Yeah, exactly. But then, too, it's like, man, that was like a year's worth of stories just with them. When you stop and think about it. But yeah, this looks like a great new era for Superman. I'm super hyped. I'm super excited for it. And yeah, it's nice to see Superman get some love when it seems like they only ever shower love on Batman.
I know. Yeah. Again, like I said, like he probably has like more books than Batman at the moment, or at least equal to. Whereas before he had like 2.
Yeah, because I know they were cutting back on quite a few of the Batman books recently.
They'll cutting back on them, but then they announced like 2 Black Label books or something.
Yes, yeah, it's like, okay, so we're done with Batman Urban Legends, but get ready for Batman Nightwatch.
And Batman Incorporated, and these other 2 Batman Black Label books. Yeah.
For we must always have at least 6 Batman books ongoing. Now, from all that good Superman news, DC already announced what their next big event for 2023 was going to be. I know we're not even done Dark Crisis yet, but they already want to get you excited for the next new event, because this is comics. Never get, relaxed. Always be on your fucking toes. It's going to be called Lazarus Planet, and it's actually a continuation of what we've been seeing with Batman, Superman, and Batman versus Robin. And this is going to be Mark Waid taking the reins on this one.
Yes, Mark Waid event.
Yeah, which I am actually totally down for because I really liked Batman versus Robin #1, even
Yeah.
when I didn't think I was going to.
Yeah, he's been building up to it through the world's finest.
Mhm.
So he's been, he's been laying the seeds for it. It's not just like he's jumping into it, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It looks like the world literally gets drowned in Lazarus goo,
yep.
which is bad, especially because, as we saw with Deathstroke and everything else, I think the Lazarus pit is tainted now.
Well, I have to imagine that'll be resolved by the end of Dark Crisis because that was a Joshua Williamson thing.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
So I have to imagine once they stop the darkness, it goes away from the Lazarus pit, or maybe that's them destroying the Great Darkness is what spreads it around the world or something.
It gets a little confusing because there was that, but then there was Mother Soul, Damien's
Mm-hmm.
great grandmother, who's like, "Oh no, the demon of Lazarus exists in there and wants to steal your body." But it's also different from Devil Neza, which is a whole other demon thing that I'm also working with right now. There are many demons and devils at any given time.
Yeah, or maybe they're all the same thing.
Maybe it could very well easily be that. As we see from the cover here, there's some interesting stuff going on. We see John once again with the electric blue suit.
This looks to be where he gets it, I think.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Yeah, because all the heroes and villains on this cover are changed from what we know
Yes.
they are at the moment.
Yeah, they all got some different stuff going on. We got Batman with the Helmet of Fate, which is like, yeah, sure, fuck it. Batman's been everything else. He can be Dr. Fate, too.
Whatever, yeah. We had Superman with the Dr. Fate helmet recently, so yeah, we'll give it a Batman.
Give it a Batman one. Actually, you know what? It might be interesting because, as they've told us time and time again, magic is one of the only things Batman can't master. So I like the idea of him actually being a bad Dr. Fate.
That'd be pretty cool.
Batman, like, oh god, I'm really playing against my element on this time. Fuck. Cyborg's got a new costume because it feels like that's all they do for Victor is just slightly rework his costume, and that's about it.
Yeah, whatever.
Poor freaking Cyborg. If only he could be as good as he was in Doom Patrol. Then, of course, we got Martian Manhunter Doomsday. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Superman was Doomsday too. Everyone's Doomsday. Now Martian Manhunter gets a turn at being Doomsday.
Yeah.
Also, is that Red Canary on the... Has Red Canary actually appeared in anything yet? I know she was like in the background of that last Dark Crisis issue. Has she actually debuted in anything?
To my knowledge, no. Like, again, like in that Dark Crisis thing as like a new hero who has popped up to like fill the gap. Like, yeah, I haven't heard anything about her. I haven't seen her in like a Batman book or... anything I've been reading.
That World Without a Green Arrow Black Canary issue comes out this week. Do I have to read that to know what's going on with Red Canary? I feel like they were really hyping Red Canary, but didn't tell us where to go to read about her.
Maybe they didn't know.
I don't think they did, actually. They're like, we'll get to her eventually. But yeah, so that's the cover for that. Looks fairly interesting. Again, it's kind of hard to get excited for the next big event when we're not even done the event we're with right now.
Yeah, I can understand that. Also, on that cover, there Mercy Graves is on that cover and looks to be joining a team as well because she's got powers now. I'm not sure what kind of powers, but yeah, I guess that makes sense. Lex probably like experimented on her or something.
Well, we saw her in the background of the new Action comics, didn't we? She was hanging out with Luthor again.
I believe so. She was in the most recent Action Comics book as like Luthor's just like hang around like assistant usual.
Why did I think she was dead?
Maybe just because she hasn't appeared for like quite a while.
I guess. I had this weird.
Did they kill her off in the New 52? Maybe.
I want to say, did they? There was some in like some stupid Batman Who Laughs, Dark Knight's death metal thing. Didn't like she get fucking shot or something when it was a me? Because I have it in my mind, and I could be totally wrong. I could be dreaming. It was Mercy and Lex meeting like Punchline and Joker or something, and one of them got shot.
Yes, I know I know the issue you're talking about. Yes.
Maybe she didn't die; she just got shot.
Yeah.
Or maybe they didn't remember that. Or maybe the Lazarus Pit juice brings people back and gives them powers. I don't fucking know.
Well, like her arms, like all like it's like gross, like monster arm.
Right.
Huh. So like maybe like she, I don't know, gets infected by it or something.
Maybe. I think this is one of those situations, Matt, where you and I pay more attention than the people writing.
Yeah, I guess so.
It could literally be just as simple as Mark Waid is like, no, I just wanted to write Mercy because Mercy and Lex are always together, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, she's always been a good character and everything. The one thing I really wish they'd bring back is that creepy fucking Lois Lane robot Lex had at one point. That
oh yes,
it was alluded to that like he would
he
fuck.
was fucking the robot.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Jane Joel, you're thinking about BVS. Yeah, I might just be fucking thinking about BVS.
Yeah, probably.
Just scarred in my brain. I'm having BVS flashbacks. But yeah, so there's a new event we got coming down the pipeline. Should be interesting. Like I said, I'm enjoying Batman versus Robin, and issue 2 of that comes out this week.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah. Now, in the world of art, here's something that surprised the shit everyone. Joe Quesada, or should I say Joe fucking Quesada, famous Marvel Comics office man, is going to be doing DC covers now. They showed one for the Batman, and it was really good.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I wonder if he'll move on to doing interior art for like or writing.
Quite possibly. Again, that's the thing that I'm always forgetting about Joe Quesada, because like when I came back to comics, he was only ever like an office guy, like an editorial guy.
Yeah.
I forget where it's like, oh yeah, you cut your teeth doing really great art. You were actually like an incredibly talented artist.
Yeah, he does really good art.
Yeah, who seemingly gave it up to work the corporate side of comics instead. But good for you coming back. You know, maybe he got over like a decades-long artist block.
Yeah.
And now he's back drawing freaking Batman again, which is fun.
Yeah. Well, I think in like recent years he has done covers like here and there, but like this is like an actual like he's actually employed as an artist.
Yes, and the fact that he's doing it for DC for the competition makes it extra funny.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I could have been drawing covers for the other guys, but now I'm not.
I mean, he still could.
He still could, yeah. We also got a lot of news on what's going on with Milestone, which I thought was very interesting, because I know the news, it came in super hot, and then it cooled, and then it tapered off, and they're like, no, we got stuff coming, we got it, it's coming at points, you'll hear about it.
Yeah, we're still chugging along with it.
We're still chugging along with it. It's not going away, though I have noticed the form of a lot of it has changed. We had like a special one-shot issue not that long ago, which was more about like, using the Milestone characters to, tell you like real important stories from American history.
Yep.
And they got another one coming out that's going to also be a special one-shot anthology, Icon versus Hardware.
Yeah, that was bound to happen at some point.
You got to do the versus story. Again, I still got to read Icon and Hardware. I have them. I want to make big in-depth videos on them. I just really need to research them. I don't know where those stories left off to be like, oh yeah, they're fighting now, but they're fighting now.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a, Batman, Superman thing.
True enough.
One will go into the other's territory or something,
Also, it's an anthology book too, so it could literally be about anything.
Yeah.
The other big piece of news there is Static Shock Shadows over Dakota, which is the sequel to Static Season 1. Geez, they've already dropped the whole season thing. Shouldn't this be Static Season 2?
Yeah, remember like for a while there when like DC did try that out with like, it's like comics are now going to be done in seasons, and it lasted like an issue.
It lasted a minute. We're TV now, which again, not a terrible idea. Again, people know the language of television. They know a season as opposed to a volume, especially because there's multiple volume ones for multiple different series. Sometimes there'll be different volume ones for a same hero. But yeah, Shadows over Dakota, it will be coming in 2023.
Cool.
In February, in fact.
Oh, nice.
Which made me laugh, where I'm like, oh, really? You put out the big black hero for Black History Month? Seriously? Every year? I mean, you don't have to do it every year. You could put out a Static book whenever and people would buy it because they like Static. You don't have to always put it in February.
I wonder if this is their thing where it's like, oh, we're not going to do like how like Marvel does like the Black History Month like anthology books. Yeah. This is like, oh, we've got this book coming out, so we don't actually have to do like an anthology book.
Like, you joke, but maybe.
Yeah.
Never underestimate corporate laziness.
Yep.
But that wasn't the only Static story, too, because we're also getting Static Beyond, which is a special backup story written by Nicholas Ivy Draper, the guy who does the really awesome artwork for Static.
Yeah, and it's going to be seeing Static teaming up with Terry McGinnis.
Yeah, in the future. Holy shit. Man, Terry's getting a lot of goddamn love recently, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
You can tell the people who are our age who grew up watching Batman Beyond now work in the comic industry and they want to write about him.
Yeah, yeah.
But I like that. I like that too because obviously Static in the future, paying homage to the famous Static Batman Beyond crossover from the show where we got to see him in the future and he looked pretty fucking cool in the future.
He did. He's got a really cool costume.
He does. He really does. Man, Nicholas Ivy Draper is just fucking killing it on art.
Yeah.
Like, no one looks like him right now.
No.
It's so unique and so striking. And, like, yeah, I'm sure this dude is going to be rolling in work soon enough.
Yep.
Now, speaking of guys rolling in it, Hickman's next project was teased at New York Comic Con. We still don't really know that much about it, but we did get a panel of concept art, and it looks to be a bunch of Doctor Stranges, like a bunch of multiversal Doctor Stranges.
The Council of Strangers, yes.
How about that? Now, they said that the story is not really going to be about Doctor Strange. They could reveal that much about it, but the fact that he's front and center and the fact that Hickman has written Strange so well in stuff like Secret Wars and everything else makes me think like, oh shit, is this Hickman doing for the magic side of the Marvel Universe what he did for Mutants and Avengers and the Fantastic Four?
I hope so. And this is most definitely going to be the series that Doctor Strange actually comes back to life because he's dead at the moment in the comics.
Yes, it's Cleo who's the new Doctor Strange, or Sorcerer Supreme, I should say.
Yes.
I like he's dead, but his Academy book is still going too.
Oh, is it? I thought that finished, yeah. Holy shit.
I actually, apparently, like, they've just put out a new cover at the show, too, and I'm like, holy shit, really?
Jeez, people must love that book.
They must fucking love it. It must really scratch that itch. I mean, you know, magical schools, man, be it Harry Potter, be it Wednesday, be it the Vampire Academy, people just love magic schools.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know why, they just do.
Yes, we did talk about the Superman stuff, Evan, earlier on in the show.
All at the top. Be sure to check it out on the replay. It was really good.
Yeah.
Bland Boy also helping us out there. Casada jump scare this week for DC fans. Hey, it's me. I'm back. Did you miss me?
Hey, I saw your married heroes are happy. I'm here to fix that.
I'm here to fix it the Casada way. Again, I imagine there's like new people listening to the show now who are like, why is Joel doing that voice for Joe Casada? He doesn't sound anything like that. That's a really old ass inside joke. You got to really be up on the lore to know that. Long story short, a guy named Casada, you wouldn't expect him to sound the way he does.
No.
Also, this is basically just my thing voice. Hey, hothead, we gotta go fight the Doctor Doom again. Ha ha ha. The chat saying it's not Doctor Strange, it's Dr. Orpheus. Man, I wish we'd get a Venture Brothers comic. Written by Hickman. I think that'd be fucking dope.
Considering how like popular like Rick and Morty comics are and stuff like that, I am really surprised that there isn't a Venture Brothers comic
series. Yeah, you know what it is? It's like Harmon and Roiland are okay outsourcing their shit to other writers, and in fact, many of the people on their writing team, like I think fucking Jeff Loveness and shit, are comic writers.
Yep.
So I think they're okay with it because of that like close connection and everything, and the fact that they're not too precious about their work. Hammer and Jackson, or was it Doc Hammer and who's the other guy? Jackson Public, I know are super fucking precious about Venture Brothers, which is why it took like 5 years for a new season to come out.
Yeah, that's a shame. Yeah.
Because think about it, they do all the writing, they do like 90% of the voices themselves.
Yeah, I can see them not wanting, like someone else to come in and provide like a voice that probably would be different
from theirs. Yeah, this is our baby, this is our thing, and maybe if Cartoon Network and Adult Swim play along, maybe they'll get to finish it.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe they'll actually get to finish the fucking story at some point. But yeah, so that's everyone. Some new Hickman stuff coming soon.
Yeah, very exciting to see what he's going to be doing, especially if it's related to the magic side. He's moving his way through. We had the sci-fi stuff, we had the mutant stuff. Now we got the magic. What'll be after that?
Horror, I guess. Well, I mean, magic
Ooh,
is kind of horror in its own way. Romance. He's going to do the romantic side of the universe.
street level stuff. Yeah,
Street level. Man, could you imagine Hickman on street level? Because it seems so antithetical to everything that
to
he
everything.
does.
That's probably why it would be really good.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to do teenage romance after that. They're going to bring back all of Marvel's old, like, Millie the Model romance comics for Hickman to write. He's like, yeah, I just love kids and love, I just love love. After all the other stuff I did, I just wanted to take a break, No more conspiracies, no more, like people hating each other.
It turns out it becomes like he does it like Matt Fraction's like Hawkeye.
Yes, exactly.
It's just so casual.
Just so wonderfully casual. Like, oh, what a warm, comfy book.
And then like the last issue is all like heavy Secret Wars level shit.
It all goes to hell after that, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of events, actually, and speaking of X-Men, Marvel put out a little roadmap there for all their events that we're going to get in 2023. Some of these we already knew about, like Captain America Cold War. We knew that one was coming. Dark Web that we knew was coming. But there's two more here that we didn't know. One makes me laugh. Summer of Symbiotes. That sounds like a fucking threat. Hey, Joel.
I didn't see that one. I saw like the other ones. I didn't see that one.
Yep, that's one. Summer of Symbiotes. It sounds like a goddamn threat, doesn't it?
It sounds like a shitpost. It's because you'd have all those like summer of Morbius memes and everything.
It's the summer of George. It's the summer of symbiotes.
Yeah, this was meant to be the summer of George. Yeah.
I mean, look, we've had Planet of the Symbiotes. We've had Return to the Planet of the Symbiotes. Sure, the symbiotes get a whole summer.
Yeah, they're gonna try and make it so like summer's not as hot or something, because they hate fire and everything.
Yeah, there you go.
You're gonna steal the sun.
I fell off, the Venom book, even though I was enjoying it when they were splitting it between Eddie and his son, because Eddie can time travel now because he unlocked that power in the suit, and Kang was there.
Yep.
And I know in, the friggin' Flash Thompson story there, symbiotes are living on Earth now, and you got politicians trying to like weaponize them and turn public opinion against them. So I guess this is all of that coming to a head. Also, isn't there a Carnage book out right now too? But it might not be Cletus anymore. There's actually a lot going on with symbiotes.
Yeah, I like the symbiote stuff. I like really fell off after like Kate stopped writing it, just because it like. I don't know, just lost something. But then, I think Kate started writing Eddie again because he's in the Thor book at the moment.
So I've heard, yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't stay away, could you, motherfucker? Couldn't stay away. Once you go Eddie, you never. Once you go symbiote, you never. Someone finish my thought, please. Make it clever, but also make it filthy. But yeah, we got Summer of Symbiotes, but also in 2023, get ready for the Fall of X.
Yes, a big new event, which I imagine will maybe transition us out of the Krakoa era.
I guess so, because we're in the Destiny of X era right now.
Yep.
We're in Destiny of X. This is also coming around the same time, too, as the Sinister event that they've been building up to.
Yeah, the one we've been seeing in the Legion of X.
In a couple books.
Moira saw that as like a possible future or something.
Yeah, where Sinister like takes over, and it's funny. It looks like they're I don't know if they're renaming the books just for this event, or if these are going to be new books, because there's the Nightcrawlers. There's also Storm and the Brotherhood of Mutants, as well as Immortal X-Men, and I'm like, well, shit, are they actually changing the names of those books that are already existing? Like, is X-Men Red becoming that, and is Legion of X becoming Nightcrawlers? Or does like Sinister fuck up the world and history to the point that they do like an Age of Apocalypse and the titles of the books change?
That's what I think it is. I think that's what it's going to be. It's going to be like the books for this event change into these ones, and then when the event ends, they either end or get renamed, renumbered.
Yeah, which seems to be the case. And also, hey, Fall of X sure makes it sound like this is the end of Krakoa, yeah?
I mean, well, like, just tracking through like what's been happening in the X-Men books, it feels like it is coming towards the end. Like everything is starting to fall apart.
Yeah,
Everyone's like kind of realizing that Xavier's whole deal is like, wow, he's
bullshit.
you fucking dictator now, you know.
This was never tenable. Sins of Sinister, thank you.
Mhm.
Because yeah, this whole thing was never tenable. As we're seeing in Judgment Day, the mutants basically have to share their resurrection tech with everyone, and you know
Yep.
that's gonna bite them in the ass.
Yep. Well, not only that, there's like obviously mutants who don't want that. Like Xavier does not want that to happen because greed.
Yeah, which is gonna lead to another schism and another civil war and mutants on either side.
Yeah, it's come close as well because like obviously Cyclops and Jean and stuff and like their X-Men team aren't like following Quiet Council orders and everything.
Yep.
And yeah.
And you figure too, you know, they're going to be rebooting them in the movies anytime soon, so they're probably going to want a clean slate and something that matches that.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued to see what they're going to do after this, just because Krakoa was such a like shift.
Yes, and so all-encompassing, and for
Yep.
so long, like all the X-Men books were pulling in the same direction.
Mm-hmm.
And like you figure, even like editorially, it's like, well, you couldn't do that forever either.
No.
Yeah. Oh, Bland Boy, About Time Blade's Daughter getting a miniseries, although we need a Triple H in his Poodle series. Wow, Bland Boy, you know the lore. You've been studying the wiki, sir.
It's about time she got a book. I wonder is this the book that, because there was a book that was originally meant to come out like a couple of years ago. Yeah, I wonder if this is like repurposed ideas or something.
No, this is Danny Lore, who looks like they did a complete, you know, from the ground up.
Okay.
Which is fine, you know. Again, you know, we've got to catch the Blade fever because we got a Blade movie coming out soon, and why not?
Yeah.
I do think the history of that Blade book is super fascinating. How Tim Seeley was gonna do it because he had done Hack Slash, so he knew a thing or two about teenage girls hunting monsters.
Yeah, it was all written apparently as well.
Yeah, oh yeah, it was ready to go. Then it got shouted down by the internet. Who's like, you know, we don't want to see a white man taking the reins of a brand new African American woman character. And then it didn't happen because Tim Seeley's like, well, okay, then, you know, if you feel that way, I'm going to respect your wishes and I'm not going to do it. And then a couple years went by and they're like, wait, why did we shout down the creation of a brand new black character in comics? There's so few now. What the fuck were we on back then? And now they're actually doing it again with Danny Lore on top of it. So, you know, I guess it all worked out in the end. But still, I just think that's so funny in the history of comics.
Yeah, it's just, knee-jerk cancel
Reaction.
culture, yeah.
Yeah, the dang cancel cultures. Eric Santee there saying, I hope it's fall of Xavier and not fall of Krakoa. Yeah, that might be the thing, too. They might just oust the old guard, but still keep the island.
That'd be really cool, like turning Xavier into like a villain. Like a proper villain.
I mean, him and Magneto basically were. They were ruling shit from the shadows. They were making, you know, choices that they really shouldn't have.
Yeah. But then even Magneto, like, as a guy who had been a villain for like most of his life, even he realized like, nah, this is a bit too much. You know, peace. I'm going to Mars.
I'm retiring.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to my own book with blackjack and hookers.
Yeah, and I'm actually going to die.
Yeah, like for real, maybe. Yeah, have they settled that one yet?
I haven't read the last two X-Men Red books. They're on my schedule for over the next couple of days, but I'm pretty sure they do touch on like what's happening with that.
Okay, because if he was to die there, he went out like a fucking boss.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Went out like a real big dick. Oh, gee, I'm keeping my heart moving with my own electromagnetic powers. Fuck you, Uranus.
Yeah, I'm manipulating the iron in my blood to keep my heart pumping. Not my heart pumping. Yeah.
I am literally powered by fucking rage and piss and vinegar. God damn, how can you not love that guy?
I know.
But yeah, so there's your Marvel event news we got coming down the pipeline and some more Marvel book news. But we actually do have some small movie stuff to, touch on the entertainment side.
Yep.
Here's a fun one. Well, I mean, maybe not fun, but here's like an actual story. Ezra Miller was apparently back again for more Flash reshoots, which begs about a dozen different questions. One, how many fucking reshoots are you going to do for this movie? Doesn't it come out in like 8 months?
I have to like what are they reshooting? Like, is it ending stuff? Well, it has to be. Like, how the
guess.
movie ends, or like, yeah, because like I am to imagine like, like most of the plot is like locked down at this point.
You
Well,
would
I would hope so. Yeah,
Fucking Black Adam comes in. That's the end. They've got to shoot Black Adam stuff for the
he's
end.
the one. Yeah. The Rock is Reverse Flash as well. Yeah.
See, Black Adam, ties it all together. Is the new pillar on which DC films will be built.
Yes, the hierarchy of Speed Force abuse is about to change. Yeah.
Which, hey, here's the thing. We joked about this and we were a little skeptical about how the Black Adam movie might do. I sure as shit think The Rock is pretty goddamn invested and pretty damn sure that it's going to, change the trajectory of his career, because he straight up said, yo, I'm not actually going to be running for president anymore.
Oh.
I know, right? I wanted to see the downfall of the American Empire, too. I wanted to see Idiocracy come to pass as well, that they hired a cool wrestler guy to be president. Even if, again, it leads to everyone watering their crops with energy drink. The Rock's new energy drink.
Yeah, that one he's always shilling.
It's literally fucking Brondo, my man. Mike Judge knew. Mike Judge always knew. And only fucking the other Wilson brother can save us, Pat Dugan. The only one. But yeah, I guess he must be thinking that, oh yeah, this Black Adam movie is going to do huge, and I'm going to be the epicenter linchpin of these DC movies going forward, because maybe they won't be making another Fast and the Furious anytime soon, so I need a new franchise to hitch my flag to.
Yeah, I guess you could do worse,
You could. You really could. And again, Black Adam looks fine. As a comic fan, I am a little in my feelings about how it seems like this is only a very superficial version of the character, that they didn't really understand what was going on, but sure, why not?
Yeah, as I've said before, the only thing that seems vaguely interesting to me about this film is the JSA.
Yeah.
Like, these actually look like interesting takes on these characters. You got like some pretty cool actors and playing these characters. I'm more interested to see them than I am The Rock, because The Rock is just gonna play The Rock.
Which, again, he's made a career out of it, which is fine. But, I like Black Adam because he's a little bit more complex than your average superhero for all those reasons.
And it looks like they stripped all of that away.
Again, to make him where it's like, oh, he's a fucking anti-hero. Heroes don't normally kill. Well, DC heroes kill all the time in the movies.
Have they watched these movies?
Yeah, Superman broke a motherfucking guy's neck. Batman shot guns and blew up a guy's flamethrower. I don't think you're nearly as hardcore and different as you think you are, Black Adam. But you know what? Maybe that means that the Justice Society will be extra heroic and extra wholesome.
I mean, they look it.
Which, hey, I'm all right with that. I'm cool with that. Now, here's another thing, too. I didn't put this down in news because it wasn't really fucking news. It's rumor that everyone started taking as fact. Everyone is so convinced now that Henry Cavill will also be showing up in this movie as Superman.
Yeah, well, I think that as well. I think The Rock is kind of fueling that as well. Like, he's not saying it outright, but he's like, but it also feels like he's not in the film, and Rock's just like hyping it up just to get people to go see the film.
He's being a wrestler is what he's doing. He's selling people on false information, like him versus Cena, once in a lifetime. You wrestled multiple times, actually. I know, I'm a fucking carny liar. That's why I'd make a great president, yeah.
Yeah. And as well, like, I really wish all these people who want Superman to be in this Black Adam film would realize that him and Superman have fought across their 80-year history probably 3 times.
Oh, I know.
Maybe 4.
I know, but I saw an animated, not even movie, an animated short one time.
Yeah, but everyone seems to forget that Shazam is actually in that as well. Shazam, Black Adam's actual enemy, an actual enemy who's been his enemy for like 60 years.
Billy, who's actually like the main fucking character of that short.
Yeah.
Is the extra funny part. Now, here's another thing I didn't... The chat is totally right. Henry Cavill, the Schrodinger's cat of DC. Because it's like, seriously, DC fans, are you getting your hopes up about this? Didn't you do that before at the convention and you had your hearts fucking broken?
Yeah, it's San Diego. Oh, he's going to come out on stage. They're going to announce him.
They're treating him like frickin' Bart treated Krusty the Clown in that Camp Krusty episode. Henry Cavill's coming and he'll bring us food and blankets and smite our enemies. He's coming any day now.
And as well, like when you in like the grand scale of things, you think they would have announced him coming back, like at New York Comic Con, especially because of all of the actual Superman news that was breaking.
Yeah. Now here's the thing: if anyone could get Henry Cavill back for Superman, it would be The Rock, because as I actually found out this week, apparently they have the same like
manager agent or something. Yeah,
they have like the same business manager, agent, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
So clearly he has his ear and has a direct line to him. But the answer is, does Henry Cavill need to come back for this? And honestly, I think with a lot of those actors, I don't think he had a great experience. And I think he's cool just being The Witcher and being Mission Impossible.
That's what people need to realize. He's probably off filming in, I don't know, somewhere in Europe with The Witcher, because that's like going to take up a lot of his time. And they're not, and I think they're shooting seasons back to back as well.
There you go. Also, like something that he genuinely seems to love and be super fucking into.
Yeah, yeah.
Where with Superman, it's like, all actors do it's a great opportunity. Oh, American icon. I like it fine, but I really like The Witcher.
Yeah.
Which that's fine. He should be allowed to do this. And also, I don't get this weird, loyalty to frickin' Henry Cavill as Superman. Is it because they don't change them as much as they change Batman's? Where, for a whole generation, that's the only Superman they know, because they don't make that many Superman movies. They feel they need to stay loyal to him, where I'm like, who the fuck cares? They're just going to recast Batman.
That also goes into the whole Snyder shit, where it's like, oh, well, Snyder hired him, so we have to like him.
Yeah, that too, I'm sure.
Because they do that. They've been doing that as well with like Ezra Miller and all these people. Where it's like, well, no, you don't have to like them. You just like them because this director you dick ride hired them.
Your weird cultish mentality. A. Carter helping us out. Warner Brothers Discovery should declare the DCM, DC Multiverse, and let each director / showrunner do whatever they want, including joining the stories or not. I mean, that's basically what they did.
Yeah.
That's basically what they did already with friggin' Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad. Is it in continuity? Is it not? Well, these guys showed up, so I guess it is.
Yeah.
Even though it was kind of a fresh start, kind of wasn't. I mean, that basically seems to be what they were doing anyway, and I'm sure if they could get friggin' Joaquin Phoenix to be the Joker in The Batman, they would have.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't want him to be the Joker.
No.
I prefer Barry Keoghan.
Yeah. In what little we saw of him.
Yeah, it was unique.
Very. I mean, we might get to see Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga singing and dancing, though, so, that might be something.
Oh, that's going to be so funny.
Yeah, I'm legitimately all in on that. I'm like, oh, this is going to be so funny to see these, too edgy for me Joker bros and these, obnoxious film bros being like, no, we always loved musical theater. Now we think it's great. Oh, we love it. You just don't understand. Really? Why do you look like you're dying every time you talk about it? Shut the fuck up. And then he pounded a Monster Energy drink and punched a hole in the wall.
Yeah, yeah. And then said a racial slur to someone.
Said a racial slur that we can't repeat to you. I can't wait for it. Yeah, believe it or not, we actually started this story talking about Ezra Miller. But yeah, the idea that they're still doing reshoots now tells me, so the check's cleared to all of Ezra's victims, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
The hush money went through, and now you're free to keep going on about this. I'm sure Ezra will learn their lesson after, you bailed them out of their trouble. I'm sure that will really teach them an important lesson about not, being a freaking one-person crime wave.
Yeah, I did hear that, after this Flash movie, they're not renewing his contract or anything. He's done.
I heard that too, where it's because it's why would you want to keep this person around? Furthermore, you still got 8 friggin' months where Ezra Miller could do something horrible again, assuming you just don't keep them friggin' sedated and under watch this whole time. What's stopping them from running away again? They clearly did it once before. They think they're Jesus and the devil, and they think the Flash and the dimensional merge is real. fucking Hollywood. Like, we always hear stories about, like, Hollywood corruption from, like, back in the 30s and everything, where it's like, oh yeah, they covered up murders and they paid off everybody just so the film could come out. The golden age of Hollywood. Rarely do you ever get to see, like, Hollywood corruption happening so transparently before your eyes.
Happening live on Twitch.
Live on Twitch. And again, this reminds me, as we've been saying a bunch, I guess the Twitter sphere really is only 6% of the world, because I think they were only scared, Warner Brothers, when Variety started talking about it. They're like, oh, fuck, that's an actual magazine that old people read. Fuck. We got to do something about this. We got to step in right now. It was one thing when only Twitter saw Ezra Miller choking, people and, like, talking about guns and weed and everything, Oh, no. But Variety.
Oh, no.
We got to get on this. Eric helping us out there again. I hope Cavill does come back just so we can have more scenes of Superman shirtless randomly.
I mean, that's true. Yeah. They did try every single trick in the book to get his shirt off, didn't they?
How do we get the shirt off? Look, I'm just saying, adapt the famous Denny O'Neil Demon's Head storyline. That way everyone can have their shirts off and be sword fighting in the desert.
Yeah, and it's just Superman instead of Batman.
Yeah. And everyone will be really hairy because it's the 80s and that's how you draw people.
Yeah, well, I think Cavill is already, isn't he?
True enough. Yeah, there you go. Now, I did all my own hair stunts for the movie.
Yeah, I didn't need a fake merkin,
Didn't need a fake mustache for this one. It's all Cavill.
Oh.
All Cavill all the time. So we got that, and then, of course, the last big piece of news this week was we got the second Black Panther trailer for Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, it looks fucking sick.
It does. Again, they don't do much to spoil the story, because I imagine what's actually going on in the movie and how they square a lot of circles is going to be like, the driving point behind a lot of it. But what they do reveal is kind of cool. But basically, we get to see stuff that, fans have been clamoring for forever. We see Namor's little feet wings.
Yeah, and they look so cool.
They do. We see a little bit of Ironheart.
Yes, her costumes look really great as well.
They do, and we actually finally get to see the new female Black Panther costume, which also looks pretty good.
It does. I like the gold on it. It kind of reminds me a lot of Killmonger's costume.
Very much so. Yeah, it's a nice little touch, nice little flourishes here, and of course the mystery going into the movie. And again, probably the big driving mystery is like, okay, but which one of these many very capable women in Black Panther's life is the new Black Panther?
Yeah, well, again, it's trailers, so it's probably like misleading.
Marvel loves to do.
Yes, and like filming stuff for trailers and stuff and all that. But I think it's on the outset, it's going to be Shuri, like just picking up her brother's mantle just to fight off Namor, who seems to be trying to flood Wakanda, which is really cool.
Like he did in the comics that one time.
Yeah. I think she's going to end up fighting him, but then maybe her mother dies and she has to become queen, so which means she can't technically be Black Panther. So maybe she passes it to Nakia or maybe even M'Baku.
That's those are all great theories. Now again, Black Panther's a girlfriend from the first movie who was a cool agent and had her own things going on and basically got the right lesson from the movie before fucking him or Killmonger did, which is what I love. She had already figured out the proper lesson before he did.
Yeah,
she would be really good. I don't know if they would make I know there's a new Dora Milaje lady in there too, which I wonder if she's just supposed to be a red herring, if they're like, fuck it, we're just giving it to a new person now, clean slate.
Ooh, what if she's in there because Okoye becomes the Black Panther? See, this woman takes Okoye's place as the leader of the Dora Milaje.
Again, I think Coogler, man, I think he's put it together because he's trying to check mark every fan's idea, where it's like, look, any idea you think you have, I've covered that up. And like we said, we got 5 really good choices here for who they could be, and also backup plans. Yeah, here's the thing. What if everyone got to wear the costume like once?
Well, I was just going to say, what if it is everyone and Black Panther isn't just one person and becomes like
a nation?
It's a team.
I like that too.
Where like you never know which Black Panther you're gonna be against, or like there's multiple Black Panthers.
It's Murder on the Orient Express, but a superhero. Everybody did it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, spoiler for Murder on the Orient Express, everyone.
Yeah, if you haven't seen that movie, that's what, 50 years old at this point.
Yeah, I mean, they remade it. Again, it's on a book that's even older.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, spoiler for that, everyone. Everybody did it. At the time, it was fucking mind-blowing. It was the goddamn Sixth Sense twist back then that it was fucking everybody. But yeah, lots of fun places they could go with that one. Lots of choices. And again, I don't think, there's a wrong choice. Except for maybe Shuri, because we know she's a maniac in real life.
Yeah. Wakanda becomes an anti-vax state or something.
Like, that's the thing. Like, I feel like they might have, like, originally in the writing and maybe even in filming, they're like, yep, it's definitely going to be her because Shuri was Black Panther in the comics. Oh, no. Whichever one she is there is causing problems now. Fuck. You know what? Maybe we got to change this in post, actually.
Yeah, I could see that being a problem.
Yeah. Uh-oh. As the chat is also saying, like that Batman Mystery of the Batwoman movie. I forgot about that. Yes, that was the twist in that movie, too. It was actually every suspect, not just one.
Yep.
I do like that twist when they pull that out. It was
actually multiple good twist. People. This is a good twist, yeah.
It is. It's like, oh, you're so busy, trying to do the obvious one and thinking, well, it's got to be the not obvious one, where it's like, oh, it was actually everybody. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's the news, everyone. Again, a fair amount of stuff coming out from New York Comic Con, and there'll probably be more tomorrow, too, because it's Sunday.
Yeah, all the Batman stuff gets announced, so they'll probably announce, 200-odd books or something.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
So I guess with that, we can hop over into what we read this week, and for once, I actually did manage to read everything I picked up, so it's a special day for me.
Nice.
Where would you like to begin, Matt?
Well, let's begin with Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths, issue 5?
Yep, this is 5 now.
Yeah, this is a pretty cool issue that, as well, it's explained a lot of things, but also tied really close into the tie-in that released this week, which is a required reading.
It really is. It is and it isn't. I had a bit of a thing there where it's like, oh, Jesus Christ, we're 5 issues in of 6, isn't it? Isn't it only 6?
7?
Maybe you're right. It's we're so close to the end, and they introduced 3 new tie-ins to go read. And I did read Deadly Green, and I did enjoy it, but I enjoyed it not for the one piece of information you find out, because the one piece of information you find out is what they already implied at the end of the previous issue, and that is, hey, the Great Darkness is not itself; it's being corrupted by Pariah.
Yeah.
Which again, it's well, you took 3 issues to tell the same story, but Deadly Green also did some other fun stuff by bringing in a bunch of the Justice League Dark characters and letting Ram V play around with his new Swamp Thing and have Constantine do a cool bit. My favorite bit in Deadly Green, the tie-in, was actually getting to see Obsidian and Jade back with their father again.
Yeah, paying off stuff from Infinite Frontier and the Justice League Incarnate book, and yeah.
I was really happy to see that. I'm like, you know what, this in and of itself justified the existence of this tie-in.
Yeah, and it was fun getting them involved in the story in a big way, because Obsidian is the reason they get sucked into the ring, because to find out what the Great Darkness's deal is and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that. A lot of people getting sucked into lantern rings recently.
Yeah.
Bendis did one recently, and then a couple of months ago Grant Morrison did it in his Green Lantern book.
It's very popular. There's something in the water over at DC.
Yeah.
Eric helped us out in the chat again. It's going to be like Clue. There are going to be multiple versions of the movie with a different Black Panther in each.
Depending on where you are. They did that in Captain America: The Winter Soldier, where Steve had his book, and he was writing things that they have for different parts of the world.
Yeah.
They had different things that related to your country. They're going to do that with Black Panthers. Okay, in Australia, Winston Duke is really popular, so he's Black Panther. Really? But in England, Letitia Wright is really popular, so really she's popular. Black.
Man, you joke, but if that was a thing and people would actively hunt down other versions of the movie, I think it would make another $1 billion on top of it.
Okay, but which one is canon?
Yeah, exactly, right? I guess you'll have to watch them all then and piece it together with a QR code. Man, if they started treating movies like comics, where it's you gotta collect them all, gotta watch them all on opening day, no less.
Yeah, the tie-ins, you gotta watch the tie-ins as well on TV. Yeah.
Exactly. God damn. I don't think they'll ever get to that point, but I would kind of love it. But yeah, so back to Dark Crisis. Yeah, I enjoyed that tie-in, not for the piece of information, but for the small character stories that were actually in there. And also,
It was pretty
fucking
good.
Lucifer showed up for a second.
Yeah, Lucifer, Trigon, Upside Down Man. I like that the darkness was taking forms that Constantine would know, and I like that like the whole story is basically the Great Darkness asking for the hero's help.
Yes, exactly, because
But
the great
but it does it in its way because the darkness is like it's neither good nor bad, doesn't love nor hate or take sides.
passive aggressive.
Yeah, it can't just outrightly say, "Hey, help me."
It also likes Bowie too.
Yeah. Well, because Lucifer looks like David Bowie.
Yeah, it's like, hey, just so you know, I'm a fan of Bowie. Push. Good shit. And Constantine, I'm more of a Billy Idol guy myself. That you are. Bland Boy again helping us out. DBZ Power Scalers are sweating this week with the new Superman form. Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, he could take on Goku now.
Yeah, Crisis Energy Superman. Pure wrestle.
yeah. Well, let's get into that story because yeah, like obviously, like the Justice League are being rounded up by Hal and Barry. It's weird that they do it like because they talk about like that Batman tie-in that hasn't come out yet. The worlds with it because obviously in that one, Barry fights Batman. Because they reference it in this because it's already happened. Why did they not release that one first?
Fucking comics, man, sometimes. Dark Crisis really is a book where it's like, I am liking this in spite of so many things, but I'm still enjoying it. Like, there's the bit with Black Adam where it's like, we saved you, Black Adam. He's like, but why did you save me? I've literally offered nothing since this story began. I've basically been one giant wet blanket drag on all of you and still will be at the end of this story.
And again, I have a feeling that is because of what's going on with the movie.
Probably.
Because I have a feeling that if the movie wasn't happening and The Rock wasn't tainting the character, he would be part of Deathstroke's army and he'd be fucking murdering people left, right, and center.
It really feels like there was a lot of notes on this character where it's like, he can't do that. Well, he can say this, but he can't say that because this might affect The Rock's brand.
Yeah, because all he really does is he just talks down to the kids, and like that's not something Black Adam would do. Like the Black Adam weirdo would feel that is beneath him. He would just try and murder the kids.
Absolutely, yeah. Again, he's just so ineffectual in this story. Who is effectual though is Nightwing. He has fully taken on his role as leader, and he's dispatching people, and he's moving pieces around the board, and he's really feeling himself as the last great defender of mankind.
Yeah, but just as well as that Black Adam like talking down to him, it does lead to a really cool moment where like the heroes realize, hey, we don't need to be a Justice League. There doesn't need to be a Justice League. We're the Titans. We're the next step.
Love it. And they all run out together into the field where I'm like, really, Dick, that was your big plan? Well, if we all get together, then we can all run at the bad guys together. And it's like, well, no one ever said you were a master tactician, Dick. Sure, why? It'll make a cool image. There was another thing that made me laugh where it's like, and we had to bring together all the heroes, including the Titans Academy students who left. We're back now. Aren't you happy to see us? And I'm like, not really. I felt nothing when you left, and I feel nothing when you're back now. But okay, sure. Go die in the field.
Yeah, you're not gonna do anything really important. Yeah, what was that one, Bat Punk or whatever the fuck?
Chupacabra.
There's like a bat themed one as well. I can't remember what their name is, but yeah, it's like, what are they gonna do?
They're gonna get taken by the dark chains right away, which I love. Where Dick is like, oh no, my plan at just throwing all these guys at Deathstroke who infects people isn't working. I'm actually feeding the great darkness. Damn, who could have seen this coming? Anyone.
He didn't think about it because too much blood was being pulled through his ass cheeks from his brain, so he couldn't think. Yeah.
My big thick dumper, which is just so strong.
Yeah.
Man, someone needs to do that drawing there where it's like Dick Grayson's brain. It's just like small, but then he's got like more brain in his ass. See, I should have been thinking with my ass. I will attack Deathstroke ass first. And the claps will be far too much for him to handle.
Yeah, the claps turn into like She-Hulk claps, yeah.
Yes, and they shatter the dark chains. And Pariah's like, oh, there's so much beauty in the universe. I was wrong. You've made me see the errors of my way now, Dick Grayson's ass. I promise I'll be good now, from now on. And that's how the story ends.
Yeah.
It's pretty great. But yeah, so the other heroes, they find Superman, they save him for last, and he's like, yeah, I always knew we were in a dream paradise dimension. I'm not stupid. I'm fucking Superman.
Yeah, I like that. I like that that Williamson knows that, like, yeah, Superman isn't a fucking idiot. Like, a lot of writers just think, oh yeah, he's big strong guy who punches shit. So no, he's fucking really smart.
And he's been around forever, too. Yeah. Like, this isn't my first crisis. Yeah. I know when I'm in an illusion world.
And I like that. It's like, okay, so I knew it was an illusion world, but I couldn't escape it. So I decided to, like, turn the tables on it and started lucid dreaming in a crisis-powered dream, which means I get crisis energy imbued into me. So he's literally a reality god now.
Ultra Instinct, Superman Blue.
Yeah. And again, it wouldn't be a crisis event unless Superman got some type of godlike power.
That's true. That is pretty par for the course. Say what you want about Joshua Williamson, but he's a student of the game and he's checking all the boxes. Though it doesn't really help all that much because Pariah's like, okay, cool. You broke out of my prisons. Great job. But I still killed you, which means you can't leave this place or you'll just cease to exist. And they're like, wait, do we believe him? Is he bullshitting us?
That's what I like. It's like, it could just be a bluff. But then they don't want to take that risk and leave and then, like, have the worlds be destroyed and then they themselves get erased from history. It's also a really brilliant, like, writing story thing, because then you can't have the Justice League just turn up at the last minute and save the day. Everyone. The younger generation actually get their moment to do it. Yeah, it's great.
It certainly helps. It certainly fits and everything. I will say we're this late in the game, and there's one thing this book has not, like, actually explained in any meaningful way, and I wish they would. So, like, in the original Crisis on Infinite Earths, they wanted to stop Pariah from destroying the Infinite Earths, and now here they're trying to stop him from bringing them back. What's so wrong if he brings them back? I mean, obviously he's going about it in an evil, dickish way, stealing people's, free will and trapping heroes and killing people and everything. But, like, what's a matter if he does, though? Like, if he brings them back, like, what's the problem?
Well, from what I've kind of extrapolated from all of this stuff, is if he does it, it breaks the Omniverse.
Right.
Thus, I guess, maybe it's like a thing where it's like, well, two things can't inhabit the same place at the same time, and it's kind of like fucks everything up because he's bringing so many worlds back. There's bound to be some that, like, are gonna exist in a place that something already exists.
That makes sense. And also, like, he doesn't have enough power. Even stealing the Justice League only let him bring the Infinite Earths back for, like, a minute.
Yeah, he's got to get more power, which means more heroes. And I do like that the Infinite Earths are in the shape of a DNA helix, because the multiversal other worlds is DC's DNA. That's their story, their bread and butter. I thought that was really cool.
Nice visual storytelling.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Dark Crisis, it's a story I'm enjoying, even though I could poke 100 holes in it.
I mean, it's a crisis event.
It is.
There's not been a crisis event that you can't poke holes in.
It's true. And this especially is Joshua Williamson being like, look, this is my big, dumb, fun summer blockbuster spectacle payoff for, like, my year's worth of storytelling here and fixing continuity. Just let me blow my load everywhere, everyone. I'm just blowing my load. Have fun with me.
It's why I don't get the people who are upset about, like, another crisis event. I'm like, yeah, that's what DC does. That's what they've been doing for like 30 years.
And this one especially is just, like, so harmless is the thing. This is a very harmless crisis.
It's harmless. It's easy to understand.
It is. Like, you couldn't ask for, like, an easier set. There's a big evil thing in the universe, and you know it's evil because it's called the Great Darkness, and the good guy gotta stop the Great Darkness.
Yeah.
Bad things are gonna happen.
Yeah, it's so simple.
It's literally, it's the good guys line up on this side and the bad guys line up on this side, and they all run at each other. It's literally Joshua Williamson playing with his action figures. And there's something genuinely pure about that.
Yeah, yeah. It goes into that whole meta commentary of it, where Crisis is like, it always felt like Crisis had to be these big complex, like Scott Snyder's stuff with death metal. Like, remember how complex all that shit was? And it's like, you don't need any of that shit.
And like, you know, we need to be making commentary on the comic industry itself, because that's what Grant Morrison did in Final Crisis and everything. It's like, not always. Again, sometimes it's just putting all the toys together and banging them against each other for a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't always need to be, you know, a meta thesis on comics and comic writings. And like, again, death metal especially, it's like, this is an event about events. So it's like, you've gone too far into the metaverse, and now you're starting to come back around.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm fine with having one that's like, honestly, like a lot chiller.
Exactly, yeah.
And that's what this is. Dark Crisis is just like a pretty chill event.
It is.
I guess from one big event to another, I guess we can talk about the Judgment Day tie-in we had with Axe X-Men.
Yes, this is the only one I've read so far.
This is the Jean Grey one. I really liked this one.
I did as well, yeah.
This one was surprisingly good. In fact, a lot of these are getting better the more they're coming together, because the Iron Man one was kind of interesting because it's Tony getting judged by the god that he built, and the god lets Tony off the hook because he's kind of letting himself off the hook, because the Celestial likes things in Tony that it likes in itself. And here, transversely with Jean, the Celestial gives her a failing grade and really rakes her across the coals for shit that it's doing. So it's punishing Jean for the stuff that it doesn't like about itself.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is very fucking interesting, where I'm like, so like, these stories really aren't about the X-Men or the Avengers or the Eternals. They're really about building the Progenitor as a character, and the Progenitor is just like this endlessly fascinating hypocrite.
Yeah, he again, like they touched on it in the Avengers issue 60 with the Hawkeye, where like Hawkeye explains, it's like, well, how can you judge us by these rules that are frankly really arbitrary and ones we can't possibly like. It wouldn't tell him the rules, and he's like, well, then how can we possibly adhere to them if you won't tell us these rules? And it's like, oh, I don't have to because I'm a god, you know. I love seeing all that sort of stuff come through in this.
I work in mysterious ways. It's also like a fun little character study for Jean, because it's like, oh, you know, she always wanted to be liked is the thing. That's why she walked off the council. That's why she walked away from X-Force, because, you know, she wanted to be liked more than she liked, you know, making a difference. And we have another trial, because fucking Jean's entire life is being on trial for everything. Where they force Wolverine and Sinister to speak, you know, like, candidly and everything. And the Celestial's like, you know, you were hard to grade there, Jean. You know, you've done a lot of good, but you've done a lot of bad and everything. But I've decided, you know, what you did as the Phoenix is just too unforgivable. So thumbs down. And she's like, why am I spending my entire existence, you know, fucking answering for this shit you say I did as the Phoenix? I saved 100 worlds last week from that casino planet. When is it ever enough? Not
only that, it's like, you've got to think of like all the other people who have had the Phoenix over the years, and like, or are going to have it. And it's like, is what she did really that bad compared to like, oh, Exodus gets it and wipes out the entire universe, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
No one gets it as bad as Jean. And Wolverine says the best thing, where it's like, look, Jean, any god that would give me a passing grade and you a failing grade is not worth listening to. And then he even puts in an extra funny joke there. It's like, you know, Jean, she was always Xavier's star pupil, the A student and everything. She does not like failing tests.
No, she doesn't.
And how she's empowered to like, let's go kick this fucking cosmic hypocrite's ass. Because it made me feel bad about myself. It also has got to make me wonder, you know, where are the Eternals going to fall in this? Because I'm going to assume that Ajax and Makari are going to be the next ones, because, you know, they were essentially the priests whose whole deal was bringing this god back in the first place. How is it going to feel about them?
I'm fairly certain Makari got judged.
Oh, did she? Did I miss that?
I think in like the last Judgment Day, she got the thumbs down. I think.
Okay, well then it's got to be it's got to be Ajax then.
Yeah, I don't think Ajax has been judged yet, because they wanted to like consider her a bit more, because she's technically the one who like instigated all of this.
It'll be very interesting, because it's like, if Tony is this thing's metaphorical father, then Ajax is definitely its metaphorical mother.
Yes.
So you gotta wonder how the feeling is going to be there. Hell, even in the Star Fox book this week, Star Fox and Zurus had some harsh words for Ajax.
Oh, nice.
That's a really good one, actually. I'll briefly talk about the Star Fox book. It's just a really great adventure. It's Star Fox as the new Eternal Prime running around trying to save as many people on Earth as he can by getting them into the special Eternal Dimension. They're like subspace dimension.
The vaults, yeah.
The vaults. And Zurus is like, fuck you. No humans can't come here. And Star Fox is like, fuck you, I'm in charge now. And Zurus is like, bullshit, I've been in charge for hundreds of thousands of years on Earth. And guess what? The sun always came up. Droog was in charge for a month, and the world is fucking ending now. You've been in charge for, what, a couple hours? And this is your idea? Oh, everyone can just eat my ass.
Zurus. I love petty. Yeah, of course, he's just mad that he's not in charge anymore.
Oh, he's wonderfully petty, and he's like, you're just like your father, Star Fox. He, delivered the plague that was Thanos upon the Earth, and you're not much better yourself. Hell, if anything, you're worse. Thanos is like the greatest perpetrator of genocide the universe has ever known. You're an all right space pirate. Think about that. You're like all right, where it's like, I am Death Destroyer of Worlds, Thanos. I am Star Fox. I represent love. Love will never defeat death, you asshole. The power of love is bullshit. And that's kind of what the story is, and it basically breaks down to Star Fox being like, look, Zurus, I will make you Prime again. Just let me save these humans. Let me actually do something good in my life for once.
Cool.
To try and wash out the bad. And I'm like, wow, Star Fox is like a super deep, super interesting character the way that he's written here by Gillen. I would happily read like the ongoing adventures of Star Fox. And also that new like movie adjacent redesign fucking slaps. It's a good design.
It's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good.
I love this like super androgynous space pirate.
Yeah, it looks great. And I like that it sounds as well that he's trying to atone for like all his like sex pervert shit from like the past.
Very much so. But he even brings up the fact where it's like, look, they only got me out of the cells in the first place because they thought I could use my power to influence the whole world to be good. But I didn't want to do that because that would be doing more alien sex pervert shit. And I'm so past that now. And he's like, look, I have every reason in the world to be mad at the Eternals. They, exiled my parents because, they wanted to love and have kids. And Zurus was like torturing my father forever. Yep. And also, too, hey, they also explained that they didn't know that he got added to the machine. And that like scared the shit out of them. And that's why they locked him in a cell for as long as they did.
Oh, okay.
Because they didn't, his mom did that. Susan actually managed to pull that off when no one was looking to get him added to the machine. Because that's always what they wanted to do. We'll have kids on our own on another planet and prove that they're just as good. And then we'll add these new humans to the machine. They never could.
Yeah, that's why that was like Thanos' whole thing through Gillen's Eternals run. He wanted to be added to the machine just so he had that like extra rebirth in his back pocket and could always just be doing evil shit and not have any consequences.
So Star Fox is actually more special than we thought because he's the one time it worked.
Yeah, I wonder if, well, I mean, Thanos obviously didn't know about that because I would have assumed that if he did, maybe he would have come for his brother.
And tried to do something about it. Yeah, because even Thanos didn't know he was there. He didn't even know he was in one of the cells.
Yeah,
that's how deep Zurus buried him because he was so fucking horrified because it basically proved, crap, my father and my uncle and everyone else were wrong and Mentor actually pulled it off. Holy shit.
Yeah, right.
This makes us all giant liars and people who went to war with our own families for no reason. It's really interesting. It's really good stuff. I really enjoyed that Star Fox book.
Awesome.
I'd happily read a Star Fox series now.
Yeah, no, I would as well, especially if it was done by Gillen.
Definitely. What else did you have, Matt?
I had Batman issue 128.
Yes, I forgot about this week. Man, this failsafe story just keeps getting bigger and bigger, doesn't it?
Yeah, this issue was just Justice League issue.
Yeah, it really was. This felt like Zdarsky trying out for multiple things. Like, hey, I could write Superman. I could write the Justice League.
Yeah, I really want to write a Green Arrow book.
Yeah, really, because he's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, and he's pretty prominent in that fight with Failsafe for quite a number of times there. Yeah,
he tries, man. He fucking tries.
But yeah, just like his Daredevil book, the main character spends most of his time incapacitated, and we get to like just catch up with like the people around him
Yep.
and what his terrible choices have done to them.
Yep, pretty much. I love that the world is screwed and everyone is dying because Batman was too paranoid and couldn't play nice with people, and now everyone is fucked.
And the best thing about that is Zdarsky has Batman acknowledge that and not acknowledge that like his paranoia of youth is like what's fucking them up, and it's like, oh, that was really wrong of me to do. And that's something that like really took me by surprise, just because like stuff like Batman admitting he's wrong never fucking happens.
I know, right? Again, it's almost like they're like, well, if we admit Batman's wrong, how can we keep writing Batman stories, though? That would just be in bad taste. But yeah, he's like, nope, I'm wrong. I fucked up. Exactly what you said would happen happens. Superman's winning against the robot at first, but then, oh no, wait, it grows a fucking kryptonite knife out of its back.
Yeah.
Fucking cheating, fucking bullshit hacks. Superman totally won that game until that happened. Yeah. And Batman feels so bad. He's like, so even though all my bones are broken and I'm dying, I need to crawl over and pull the kryptonite shard out of Superman.
Yeah, because as he says later, his Superman is their greatest weapon on Earth, and he needs to survive.
Even if that means that Batman needs to sacrifice himself by jumping in the ocean to give Tim and all of them a head start.
Yeah, and again, classic Batman stuff. That was all part of the plan because he had Aquaman come and get him.
Again, because I'm sure he knows. It's like, okay, look, Arthur's not at the fight, which means he's in the ocean. So if I just land in the ocean, which is a big fucking place, and just go, Aquaman, save me, you'll have to come and save me. And then he'll take me to Atlantis for 2 weeks because I'm pretty sure Failsafe can't get me down here. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, mate. Hopefully.
I love that. And it's like, well, how bad could things get when I was out for 2 weeks? Well, the Justice League is either like beaten up or missing or captured. Your sidekicks are trying their best to fight, but Failsafe has completely taken over Gotham looking for you and has now created other robots to hunt you.
Yeah, and not only that, he himself is like scouring the earth because while people think Batman is dead, he knows Batman is alive and he's looking in places, and he's going to come to Atlantis very soon because he wants Bruce to know that Gotham isn't his anymore, and he knows that Bruce needs Gotham to be his, and he can't stay away.
So he lights up the biggest fucking bat signal ever to say, come 1v1 me, bro.
Yeah, it's great. What's great about it as well is that it's just a single issue, whereas like all this stuff could be just like an event of its own.
Oh, definitely.
And I'm glad it's not, just because I probably couldn't deal with that. Just like, oh yeah, we'd have like the Batman book, and then we'd have like one about the Justice League, then one about Batman's proteges, and then an Oracle one of her dealing with being brainwashed. And
it doesn't always need to be a tie-in. It doesn't always need to be an event. Sometimes you can just tell a big story in a book.
Exactly.
And that's all you need. I love, too, in this issue, we find out that Batman bought an entire street that's a goddamn kill street meant for the Justice League.
That's totally a Batman thing.
And that, like, Oracle and Nightwing put it together first before the league. Hey, why is he taking him to that street specifically? Hey, didn't Bruce buy that street many years ago? Yeah, I wonder why he did that. Oh, God, it's a kill street.
Oh, God, flamethrowers and anti-scream nets and nth metal magnets, yeah.
Again, it's like, how could you be Batman's friend? It's like, you paranoid motherfucker. You thought out exactly how to kill me. Like, what would you just do? You just get up one night and write down in your notebook, yes, if I suffocate Black Canary just enough. If I put out this many flamethrowers here, I bet I could take John down nice and easily.
And I like that Green Arrow's like, well, what's the contingency against like me and Nightwing? Just like dudes with like battens and shit. And Failsafe's like, oh, it's just me.
Yeah, I'm just going to fly through you at super speeds like a fucking bullet because you're just humans, and I'll just kill you that way.
I like to think Oliver was a bit disappointed in that.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Seriously? You don't have an anti-archer field? You don't have, like, little termites that'll bite my bowstrings or something? No, man, I'm just going to shoot you.
Yeah.
It's quick to the point. But yeah, it's a wonderful story of Batman's paranoia literally ruining everything for everybody.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Did you read the backup?
Yes, I did actually. It was good because it's actually them kind of doing the origins of Failsafe.
the origins of Failsafe and Batman Zur-En-Arr a little bit there as well. Where we get to. I like that Zdarsky combined the original Zur-En-Arr origin of him being like an alien Batman, and Morrison's stuff with Achilles Milo and Dr. Hurt and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And then yeah, Batman realizing that he's like fucked in the head and having to sort all that sort of stuff out. And I get it's all an excuse for Zdarsky to get to write Joker. But it's it's an interesting story because like Joker realizes that Batman is kind of like fucked up at the moment, so he becomes fucked up.
It is this like amazing thing that writers touch on, that like they have this symbiosis, Batman and Joker. So like when Batman goes away, the Joker goes away, and like when Batman dies, Joker like slumbers at the bottom of the fucking city in the catacombs waiting for him to come back. And when Batman is all fucked up making the Batman of Zur-En-Arr, Joker can't smile. He's frowning and he draws a smile on.
Yeah, and I like that they also tied into like, oh well, Robin showed up as well and made everything lighter, so Joker got lighter and like more Jokery.
Cesar Romero.
Yeah, instead of like you're killing Joker who's like murdering people and shooting Barbara and everything. He's a bit lighter and everything, and he doesn't want Robin to get involved because Robin might become infected by the Joker and become a monster.
No. It's a nice touch, and Zdarsky wrote that too, which is also cool.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a backup you don't want to miss because it's actually really good information.
Exactly, yeah.
Good shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zdarsky continues to kill and makes it so easy because, like, if you had that story pitched to you, like, they think Batman killed Penguin, and so, like, a robot he built to stop him comes out and fights him, and he's kind of like the Terminator. I'm like, that sounds like shit I've heard before.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds like Brother Eye, kind of sounds like, any number of other things. And it's like, no. It's like those things, but it's, like, different and, like, better. Which, again, I guess that's really Zdarsky in general. It's just, like, it's all in the telling.
It is, yeah. Again, he has this knack for like taking stories that have been done fucking 1,000,000 times and just some
new twists on them.
Yeah, new twists, and then like actually also finding something interesting that the previous writers never actually touched upon.
And you could say that for his Daredevil bit too, where it's like, Matt accidentally kills a guy, and he really starts to spiral. Yep. It's like, oh, again, feels like we've kind of seen that before in other stuff. But I mean, all right. But again, in the telling, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all in the telling.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was that one. I had Captain America this week.
Ooh, what's happening in Captain America?
A lot of fucking shit is happening.
Yeah?
So they actually bring back Captain Merrick from the United States of Captain America.
Oh, nice. I liked Merrick.
I liked him too. He gets a rocket ship so he can drop off Steve and Bucky and their new friend, Redacted, the killer robot. Who works for the Outer Circle, the people who have been controlling the world in the Century game. But, Steve took him on a walking tour of New York and taught him what it meant to be human and have compassion. It's a fucking great story.
That's what Steve needs to do with the Progenitor, I think.
Yeah, really, just take him on a fucking walk in Times Square.
Buy him a hot dog and everything, yeah.
That's literally what he did. Like, Redacted just followed Steve throughout his day, and it's like, I'm gonna kill him now, or I'm gonna listen to him. I'm gonna kill him now. I might listen to him for a bit. And Steve's like, yeah, I wasn't walking around those places just for fun. I was, like, literally talking to you. And the Progenitor's like, okay, I will lead you to the Outer Circle's base of operations, which is a floating UFO that looks like a shield that is invisible to all radar, and it's called, get this, the Shadow Capital.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm like, this is some fucking Kojima Metal Gear shit that we're in right now. A secret cabal that controls the world and the wars and the economy from behind the scenes at the fucking Shadow Capital. They're agents, the tithed agents, who are given to them by the most powerful organizations in the world because they know who really controls the world. And their suits are cool, but their suits will kill them if they don't listen. So that's Steve's things where it's like, look, we got to free these people from all of this because I trust in their goodness that if, the shadow people can't just kill them, they'll just let us in, which they do. Mm-hmm. Because Steve is just so good and so pure and he trusts the goodness in other people.
Yeah.
The craziest thing, though, is that this is really more of a Bucky story than anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
is what this ends up being. So they come face to face with the Revolution, because all the Outer Circle have names like the Revolution, the Love, the Money, the
Yeah, yeah.
Machine. And the Revolution is the guy we've probably seen the most in this series, and he's the one with the biggest connection to Bucky, because Bucky was his chosen assassin, like Redacted was. You know, you're
Okay, yeah.
you're the enforcer for the Sentry game. I killed your father. I made sure you got adopted by the army, and then when you had your accident, I made sure the Russians turned you into the Winter Soldier so you could keep killing for me. Basically, everything bad that's ever happened in your life, I've puppeteered.
Oh God.
And Bucky's like, I'm fucking crazy now. Ah. and Steve's like, don't do anything too rash, Bucky. Don't do anything too crazy here. It's like, I'm gonna kill him, Steve. I'm gonna kill this guy right now. And he's like, you probably shouldn't. And then the Revolution says the dumbest thing where he's like, well, you know, keeping with the rules of the Sentry game, if you killed me, Bucky, you would actually become the new Revolution. You would actually take my seat on the Outer Circle.
Ah.
So the only way you will ever actually take control of your life or anything is if you kill me. So Bucky shoots through Steve to kill him. And apparently we're getting a special, like, Bucky one-shot, and he's got, like, a new friggin' Outer Circle Shadow Capital costume that makes him look like goddamn Raiden from Metal Gear.
It makes him look like Batman without a mask.
He's got a cape and everything else, and I'm like, oh my god, Captain America's going full Metal Gear now.
Nice. Awesome. I gotta catch up on that. It's on issue 5 now, isn't it?
Yes, it is, and so is the Sam one, too.
Yeah, I've been meaning to catch up onto them now that they're 5 issues in.
They're really good, and I can't wait for that Cold War event.
Yeah, that's also coming out, yeah.
They're teasing where it's like, oh, has Bucky broken bad again? Is he a villain? No, I think he worked it out with Steve beforehand, where it's like, make a big deal about killing this guy. You infiltrate the Outer Circle.
Yeah.
And you feed information to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
But everyone's going to believe it, though, because, yeah, if you found out your whole life was a lie and you were being puppeteered by some asshole in pantaloons and face paint, you'd shoot him, too. Yeah, puppeteer that, asshole. And it's funny, too, because the Revolution was, like, clearly the one that the other Sentry game players hated, because he's like, oh, you guys, you know, you're so busy playing everything from the shadows and playing things safe. This game isn't even fucking fun anymore.
Oh, God.
Also, they kind of touch on their origins, where they're like, we're the children of the last great war, implying World War II. So I'm like, wait, the Sentry game players are just a bunch of boomers playing God with the world?
Makes sense.
Fucking accurate. And they'll never retire unless you kill them.
Yeah, death is the only retirement, you know.
They're like, oh, well, you know, we need the summer house, and we need the beach house, and, you know, we need the bungalow house, so you can't have it. And we're going to start a war here, and we're going to, you know, start inflation and everything else. But yeah, Captain America continues to be dope. Kelly and Lansing. This is my favorite Captain America run since the Nick Spencer years.
Nice.
This is like the most exciting it's been for a very long time. And yeah, I guess that was the last one I read.
Cool. The last book I read was Spider-Man issue 1.
Okay, I almost picked this up. I had a real, like, conflict here where it's like I read Dan Slott for like a decade and didn't enjoy like the last 8 years of it, but I still read it anyway. Do I start again? I had a real moment of like an alcoholic looking at the whiskey bottle, like, do I do it? If I start, I don't think I'll be able to stop, so I didn't. Tell me about it though.
It's kind of like he never left.
Fair.
Yeah, Spider-Man. He's just they mentioned he's working for Norman Osborn and everything. Right. And he's just been the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He saves an Oscorp truck from being robbed. Norman tells him about it, and he's, you know, joking with the thugs and the people who are standing around watching and everything. All while that's happening, Shathra, the big bug wasp woman from Loom World, is like watching him, and we learn.
Oh yes, okay, yeah, fucking Loom World. We're bringing back all the Spider-Verse stuff because we're doing a third one soon.
Yeah. She decides it's now time to attack the Prime Earth, which is 616, because she's been in the shadows hunting down other versions of Spider-Man or the Spider People, and like either capturing them, killing them, or turning them to her cause.
Right.
And she sends out some wasps to go and attack 616 Peter. And Madam Web knows what's happening. She senses what's happening, so she sends out like a spider sense pulse to like all of the spider family on Earth 616. And they send out their big gun to go help Peter. And that big gun turns out to be Morlun.
We're bringing back Morlun again.
Yeah, Morlun turns up to help Peter this time. Because there's
which I guess is one of the only things you can do after so many stories with him.
Yeah, there's a threat larger than the inheritors to the Spider-Verse coming for Peter. And we learn that might be his own friends, because Spider Family turn up to like help Peter because they think Morlun is like there to hurt him. So they attack Morlun. Spider-Man Noir shows up, ends up killing Spider-Woman, because Spider-Woman shows up, Jessica Drew shows up, even though she's not a Spider Family character.
Technically.
But she's connected to the Web of Fate, and he stabs her with a sword that it doesn't like kill her, it doesn't like wound her. What it does is it cuts her bond to the web of life. And she unravels like a spider's web and just disappears from reality.
Oh, I unmade you.
Yeah, and we learn that Spider-Man Noir has been turned by Shathra into like a monster, like a spider monster thing. And he's also turned Spider-Gwen, Spider-Punk, and Mayday Parker. And he offers them a chance to join him, and if they don't, they're going to get the fucking sword and be unmade from reality. And then, that's where the story ends.
That sounds like they kept the stakes nice and high.
Yeah, they kept them nice and high, but then they also managed to like ground it with all like the cool like casual Spider-Man talking with people who are like live streaming his like fights and stuff like that.
Which is what Slott was always pretty good at.
Yeah, and something I felt has been missing from that other Spider-Man book.
Because we got so much ground to cover. We have so many things we need to do.
Which is why I kind of fell off that Spider-Man book, because it's like, there's no like Peter relating to people. He's just like, it's always one threat after another.
No, and it's him being sad, and he's been cut off from all of his relationships. And Zeb Wells really hasn't gotten to write that version of Spider-Man because he's too busy writing a Spider-Man in Crisis.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, the Hobgoblin comes back this week, but we don't know which one.
Ooh, interesting.
That's part of the mystery, where it's like, oh, Hobgoblin's back. Which one? Well, I guess you're going to have to read it and find out. Because, wasn't there a big thing, like, they were going to make, Ned the Hobgoblin again, then it, like, never happened?
Yeah, he like appeared, didn't he, during, like, Spencer's run?
The Kindred thing. Yeah. He was there. He was living with Betty again. It's like, are you a clone or a robot? Are you, like, an what the fuck are you?
You thought, like his appearance was, like, something related to Kindred, and, like, Kindred, like, brought him back or something.
Yeah, and then they just never went back to it.
Never did anything with it.
Never did anything with it. Maybe this is Zeb Wells finally, answering that question.
Maybe, yeah. What if it's Gwen?
Yeah, it's fucking Gwen again. No more Gwen, damn it. Stop digging up that fucking corpse every time. We've had enough Gwen. But I guess there you go, everyone. That's the show for this week. Hope you enjoyed. It was another long one this week.
Yeah, it was good.
You definitely got your money's worth. Again, assuming that nothing huge happens, maybe we'll finally do Pennyworth episode 1 for Retro Hero video next week. I know I said we would do it. We'd usually do it at the end of the month, but again, this month has just been freaking crazy. It has been, yeah. It's so much going on. There's no other big conventions happening, is there? I don't think so. I think this is the last one for a bit. Okay. We'll do that, and then I guess we'll actually have to see Black Adam, because that one actually comes out fairly soon. Yeah, I've got to find out when that comes out here. Yeah, good point. Go see it. I'm not really rushing out to see it, but yeah. Again, we didn't talk about Werewolf by Night or anything because I haven't had the chance to see it yet. Oh, really? I haven't had a chance to see it yet. I'm going to try to see it, but I haven't. I know, that's what I'm hearing. I've heard no bad things about it. Yeah, it's so good. I did see She-Hulk this week, and I did see Andor. Yeah, both those shows are fantastic. Sure are. I love that Daredevil jumps around like a ninja now. Which people have a problem with, apparently, because they don't know that he does that.
Which
That's what he does.
yeah, that's his thing. That's his thing.
I saw some people being like, "Oh, they just turned Daredevil into Spider-Man." Daredevil's always been able to keep up with Spider-Man. That's what's cool when they team up.
His baton literally extends into like a rope that he can swing through the city with.
Yeah. And then again, you actually got a hallway fight in this too.
You dare, yeah.
You got a cool ass hallway fight. I appreciate that they paid homage to that.
Yeah, Daredevil with a budget is cool.
Nice. As the chat is saying there, I love that Daredevil fucks. I think we all can agree that we love that Daredevil fucks.
Yeah, that's like the most comic accurate thing that the Netflix shows never really did.
Again, we got a little. You got like one a season.
Yeah, but like here, I feel like he's a bit of a whore.
Yeah, it's not just that he fucks, but he fucks and he enjoys it.
Yeah, and he's not afraid to do like the walk of shame. Then the day after.
Morning. And he did that because he had to catch a plane the next morning too. He's like, "Oh shit, I gotta go. I got back in New York. Foggy's gonna yell at me if I'm late again." I love that. I love that Jen is like super stoked and happy. Shit, Jen has had more sex in this show than again in most of those Netflix shows put together.
Yeah, it's been great.
It's been very true to She-Hulk.
Yeah, it's great. Maybe that's why like so many people are upset about it, because like she's having it, but they're not.
Exactly.
I can't relate to this character
anymore. Yeah. Again, a lot of you are really paddling on yourself with your sexual frustrations at the moment. Which again, the big villain of She-Hulk ends up being revenge porn and piss baby men on forums on the internet.
Yeah. Do you reckon Todd bought that Wakandan spear to try and kill She-Hulk with? That's like Chekhov's Wakandan spear.
Chekhov's, oh my god. Or she'll need it for something at the end, so it's like, Todd, give me your fucking spear.
Yeah, I can see that.
That would be fucking crazy. Yeah, wow. Because why would you just drop that if you weren't going to bring it up again later?
Yeah, I know it was kind of him trying to flex and stuff, but he's also like the bad guy who wants to kill She-Hulk. So
that would be funny.
Wakandan vibranium spear probably could like cut her, you know?
Yeah, well, holy shit. Yeah, I didn't even consider that. Yeah, you're right. Because when we do eventually get the final big fight at the end, how are they going to up the ante for it? Well, that's how you up the ante.
I really kind of hope they don't do anything with it, and we just get like a post-credit scene of like Todd being thrown into like a Wakandan gulag for like stealing a Dora Milaje spear.
Oh man, fucking Okoye comes to see it's like, I think that belongs to me, asshole.
Just pushes his shit in,
Yeah, it pushes him out a window. He fell. Yeah, I love that's the thing. I love that Andor is a slow burn.
Again, it's a filter. It's a filter for people, and I love it because of it.
It's a nice slow burn show. They're taking their time. They're having fun. They're feeling the universe. We're getting to see sides of Star Wars that we never see before. So, like
Star Wars it's being slow and drawn out, and it's how it should be.
Yeah. Friggin' Mom Mothel there and her like very unhappy family situation.
Yeah, shitbag, definitely voted right husband.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. It's like, no, I just kind of like the Empire. They have some good points, is all I'm saying. Yeah. The daughter who doesn't respect her, and I'm just like, I'd love to send you on like a death mission to blow up a military installation, like I will these other kids later. I'm gonna send so many young men and women to their death just to spite you. Friggin', what is it? Goddamn sniveling wannabe Imperial Stormtrooper corporate cop.
Oh, he's my favorite character.
He's great. And his like shitty, unsupportive mother.
Yeah, I just love that his entire arc this series has been like how much of a fucking baby he is.
Absolutely. He is literally, we have finally brought Piss Baby to the Star Wars universe.
And I love that he always looks like he's on the verge of crying.
Always, every time. He's crying and then he's looking at the picture of Andor. Also, I love that the fucking guy from The Bear is in this too.
Yeah, and he's like, he's Space Richie. Because he's kind of a shitbag as well.
Yeah, what a fucking year he's having.
Yeah, he's the guy who went from Punisher to The Bear to this.
Oh yeah, he was in that too, wasn't he? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he gets around. What a highly in-demand character actor he is.
Yeah, he's good as well. He's good at it. This is what happens when you have Star Wars and like the people who are filling out these roles are like actual actors.
Mm-hmm. Actors.
Yes.
I love too his origin stories. Like, my brother, he died, and I'm like, did he die making sandwiches? I bet he died in a kitchen fire making sandwiches. Oh, he was a farmer. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it's sort of the same. Yeah.
I left my smokes on the thing, and they gave him a bad grade. He couldn't handle it. The Empire, they shut down his restaurant.
Yeah, but they found money in the trees, so it was all right.
There you go. Man, they really need. If this gets a second season, we really need to like have a flashback to his brother, and it needs to be the guy from the bear. It needs to be that actor.
Yeah.
Just to build the shared universe of these two series. All right, now we're just rambling. Now we can bring the show to the end, everyone. Thank you so much for watching and listening and putting up with my endless bullshit.
Yeah.
We'll be back again next week, everyone. Bye-bye.
See ya.